Oh, yeah. Is it Monday already? Andor Season 2, Episode 1, 2, and 3 are all premiering tomorrow. The wait is finally over, chat, as we have one more day until Andor Season 2 premieres with the first 3 episodes, the first movie, pretty much, of the quadrilogy that will be Andor Season 2. Will Palpatine be in it? Will Vader be in it? Will we see characters like Bail Organa, Leia Organa, and what is going down at Mon Mothma's daughter's wedding? We also got to talk about the craziness that was Star Wars Celebration this past weekend because we got some insane announcements over the weekend. So without further ado, let's dive into all of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Monday afternoon? Yeah, that's right. It is Monday. We will be live every Monday now for the course of the run of Andor because we don't want to go live on Tuesdays twice for the prediction stream and then the watch party afterwards. We're just going to do the prediction stream on Mondays now. So every Monday moving forward until the end of Andor, we will have a live stream for predictions. This is it, chat. We've been waiting so patiently for Andor Season 2, and now the time has finally come where we can give our final predictions for the second season of Andor. So throw in your craziest predictions into the chat, and while we do that, of course, we got some new trailers for Andor because a trailer a day keeps the haters away, and there's just seems to be multiple trailers every day at this point, so I don't know how many haters can be kept away, but they all seem to be kept away. But before we get into any of that, let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Shall we? What a crazy weekend that was, chat. What a crazy weekend. We had a 5-hour live stream one night, a 2-hour live stream another night. We had 2 other 2-hour live streams. We streamed for, math, 11 hours this weekend. 11 hours we streamed. We made 5 videos or something like that. 4 or 5 videos about all the craziness that was announced. It was a bonkers weekend, to say the least. Yesterday was Easter, so if you celebrated that, happy Easter. Hope you had a great Easter. And if you don't celebrate it, hope you had a fantastic Sunday. But even still, we have to talk about those announcements that happened at Star Wars Celebration. So without further ado, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Oh my God, you guys are gambling? Who turned the chat on? Droopy, what are you doing? Droopy McCool, what are you doing? Who turned the chat bot on? Adam, what is up? Holly, how we doing? Steve in the house. Kit Fisto, what is up? John, how we doing? Brandon Baker in the house. Navarro, what is up? Nathan, how we doing? 50 Thunder in the house. WUE Grad, what is up? Robert, how we doing? B-Man, what is up? Rachel in the house. Droopy McCool, of course, is here. John Groom. Rose, how we doing? All right, if I missed you, you know the deal. Lobo, what's up? How we doing? Freddie, what is up? Okay, if you know if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay. So I feel like we should start with the announcements. Let's just briefly go over the announcements that happened over the course of the weekend. Because last we met was on Saturday, and we talked about all the stuff that happened on Friday and into Saturday. But we didn't talk about the Sunday announcements. And honestly, Sunday was the quietest day. There was a few things that were announced, nothing major like a mall show or the craziness that happened with the Ahsoka Season 2 panel. But we did get some announcements on Sunday, and we just got to sort of put an end cap on Star Wars Celebration. I'm sure we'll be talking about all those announcements more and more and more as they get closer and closer. But let's sort of put a end to this Star Wars Celebration as we move into Andor Season 2. So let's talk about it. Your pal Joe, what's up? I missed you. Thank you. Thank you for yelling at me in the chat. Thank you for yelling at me. Yeah. What will Cassian do if his sister is Dedra? Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But let's go take a look at this. This one is actually pretty cool. This shows the entire updated schedule, if you will, for upcoming Star Wars projects. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. So, this was the updated schedule created by StarWarsTelevision.net, I guess. But this is all the upcoming Star Wars projects, and this is updated post Star Wars Celebration. So, obviously tomorrow is Andor's premiere, first 3 episodes, and then it will go on for the next 4 weeks. After that, on May 4th, is Tales of the Underworld. Now, Tales of the Underworld actually got the first episode premiered to the people at Star Wars Celebration, and I got a inside little scoop. Now, I had some people over the weekend who were at Star Wars Celebration, and I just got some information from the panels that were shown. And from what I hear, Quinlan Voss is going to be in this, and it will explain how Asajj Ventress is alive. Because in the canon novel, Dark Disciple, she technically dies in a way. So, Tales of the Underworld Episode 1 will explain how she's alive. And we'll leave it at that for now. May 15th is the Star Wars Outlaws DLC with Hondo Unaka. A trailer for that did drop as well. And later on in this year, we have Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2. We watched that last September, the first season. It's a Lego What If show. It's pretty damn good, but it's what it is. So Season 2 of that is coming out on September 19th. On October 29th, Visions Volume 3 is coming out. Now, we didn't really get a chance to talk about Visions much over the weekend because it happened on Sunday. And as many of you know, Visions is not really my cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love some of the episodes. Like of course, the Ronin episode, the first episode of Season 1. I think it peaked on the first episode, but that's besides the point. The Ninth Jedi episode, the Twins episode. Like, you got the first episode of Season 2. There's some really, really good episodes in Visions. You know, more so because it was just a one-off thing and because it's not canon. It's not that I'm going to purposely just sit here and hate on Visions. I don't hate it by any means. I can sit there and watch it and enjoy myself, but it's just not really, my thing. However, with that being said, Visions is a very popular thing amongst the Star Wars fandom. So, Volume 3 does come out on October 29th, and a spin-off of Visions was also announced. The Ninth Jedi episode is being turned into its own series, or mini-series at least, limited series as they're calling it, next year in 2026. Also in this fall, Young Jedi Adventure Season 3 will drop. So that's it for 2025. 2025. Honestly, kind of surprised. After Andor Season 2 ends in mid-May, there's not much left for the rest of the year. There's the whole Fortnite event that's happening from like May to June or mid-end to June. And the whole season of Fortnite is going to be based around Star Wars, and that's cool. You got the Star Wars Outlaws DLC. You got Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2. You got Visions Volume 3. But that's it. Nothing really is going on in the back half of this year. Now, things can change pretty quickly. I mean, we did get announced Tales of the Underworld just a week or two ago, and that's coming out in a week or two. So things can change pretty rapidly, especially with an animated series. They could announce it and it could be out within the month, like this Tales of the Underworld show. So there's always the possibility that they will announce something else that comes out by the end of this year, but it seems as though you would assume that would have been announced at Star Wars Celebration. So sort of a weird back half of this 2025. However, that's okay. Do you want to know why, Chet? Do you want to know why? Because 2026 might just be the greatest year for Star Wars content ever. Yeah, that's right. We've had great years for Star Wars content. 2015 comes to mind with the return of the sequel trilogy with The Force Awakens, also Star Wars Rebels, and a lot of stuff going on in 2025. 2020 with Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2. I think the Clone Wars Season 7 might have been that year too. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Obviously 1977, but the only thing that came out that year for Star Wars was the original Star Wars. When we look at 2026, it might just be the greatest year for Star Wars ever. Let's take a look at it. Not only do we have, on May 22nd, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, the return to the Star Wars movie theater in over 6 years. 6.5 to, I guess, 7 years. 6 years since The Rise of Skywalker released in 2019. We also get this spin-off series for Visions called The Ninth Jedi. It's a limited series. A multi-season animated TV series. And honestly, I've been seeing so many people say that this was their favorite project that was announced over the weekend, is this Maul Shadow Lord. I mean, it looks incredible. The trailer wasn't released publicly, but if you've seen it leaked online, it looks incredible. The storyline that they're going to tell in this show is going to just blow people's minds. The time between the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, him building up the underworld with possibly a canon version of Darth Talon, even if they alter her a little bit, telling the story of the sequel trilogy that George always wanted to tell in this time period before any of that happens, setting up possibly a new villain for the future. Like, it can do some pretty incredible things, showing us the underworld of Star Wars, giving us more bounty hunters and the crime syndicates and all this crazy stuff. So that Maul series, it's pretty damn cool. It's pretty dang cool, if I do say so myself. Yeah, where is Ahsoka Season 2? What? Oh, they just have it as TBA. Ahsoka Season 2 is confirmed to be in 2026. So I don't know why they have it down here. But Ahsoka Season 2 is also in 2026. And we did have quite the panel for Ahsoka Season 2, confirming crazy stuff like Thrawn will go toe-to-toe with Admiral Akbar in one galaxy, while Ahsoka and Sabine are going up against craziness. New species is that a word? Species? Sure. New species is new creatures, new all this stuff, because you're in a brand new galaxy. Seeing these massive robot-looking flying creature things, I don't even know what to call them. Possibly Abeloth. More Balin Skull, who was recast as Rory McCann, and they even showed him on screen, and I'll even show you right now. Rory, who looks fantastic. Say that again. Looks fantastic in this. This is Rory McCann as Balin Skull that they showed at Star Wars Celebration. Hayden Christensen's coming back for Season 2, which wasn't really that big of a surprise, but still, it's awesome. And Grand Admiral Thrawn will be the heir to the Empire. We'll get the whole Ghost crew back together. Zeb will be in Season 2. Like, it's going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So Ahsoka Season 2, to me, is at the top of the list. I know I loved Ahsoka Season 1 a lot more than many other people did. I know it's sort of, for some reason, not beloved by the fandom as much as it should be, as much as it's just freaking genius. But I understand that I'm in sort of the minority here when I'm a beloved, or I love Ahsoka more than most. But Ahsoka Season 2 has the possibility to show us a actual war in the Star Wars, in a big one, with Grand Admiral Thrawn, Admiral Akbar, the New Republic, Harrison Dula, and actually give us this massive war in Star Wars, while also telling a crazy story about a new galaxy with Ahsoka and Mortis Scots. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will, because Ahsoka Season 2 is going to be absolutely insane. But with that being said, that's in 2026. Also in 2026, Star Wars Zero Company, the next Star Wars video game, a turn-based tactic game, will be released. Now, I watched the trailer for this game. Honestly, doesn't look like my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of these of these types of games. However, it does look very, very good. Can't deny that. It does look very, very good. So I'm excited for that one. No updates, though, strangely enough, on Jedi 3, the Cal Kestis game. Nothing about that. Nothing about Star Wars Eclipse. Actually, this was a little strange. Yesterday on the Twitter, I can find this really quickly. Yesterday, when asked about... Oh, where'd it go? Was it deleted? Oh, it might have been deleted, chat. Hang on. It seems as though that was deleted. Wait, what? Okay, this is even more weird. So there was this account called Star Wars Eclipse, and we couldn't figure out whether it was the official account or not. It didn't have the check mark, but let's see. Was it real or was it fake? I don't know. It just said like, huh. I guess it might have been fake. Okay. Never mind then. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. But going back to this, that is 2026. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Visions, new series, Maul, new series, Ahsoka Season 2, and Zero Company. Quite the year, if I do say so myself. If Ahsoka Season 2 is as good as I think it's going to be, if the Maul series is as good as I think it's going to be, if the Mandalorian and Grogu movie makes $1 billion, it will be the best year for Star Wars content. And it might not even be close. For me personally, my 3 favorite characters in Star Wars are Anakin, Ahsoka, and Maul. In that order. Anakin and Ahsoka are both confirmed for Ahsoka Season 2. And Maul is getting his own freaking show. So yeah, I'm excited. Even though the back half of 2025 is pretty slim, if you will, with only a couple shows that will all release on the same day, 2026 will make up for that greatly with movies, shows, and so much more. But we did get the announcement, too, that in 2027, we will be getting Sean Levy's Ryan Gosling's Starfighter movie. This will release on May 28th, 2027, Memorial Day weekend, 2027, a year after the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And Star Wars Celebration in 2027, the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, will be held in Los Angeles from April 1st to April 4th. Now, 2 years from now is a very long way away. However, since it is in Los Angeles in the United States, and oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. Are you trying to give me a heart attack, 50 Thunder? God! 50 Thunder with a very generous $2 holla says, Wilhelm scream test. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But I completely lost my train of thought now. Oh, wait, now Star Wars Celebration. So, although it is still 2 years away, I'd love to go to this one. I've never been to a Star Wars Celebration. This one is sort of in reaching distance, I guess. And I feel like we could do something really, really cool here with the people who love Star Wars and sort of have a meetup type deal, and that would be pretty fun. But that's in 2027, and there is even more Star Wars projects. So there's a specific release date for another Star Wars movie, and that's December 17th, 2027. But again, nothing is set there. We also have the announcements of an untitled James Mangold movie, that's the Dawn of the Jedi movie. Untitled Sharmino Bedchino movie, which is the Rey movie. Untitled Taika Waititi movie. It was a surprise to be sure, but I suppose a welcome one. On Friday, when Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni came out on stage and gave this pretty big announcement that Taika Waititi is still working on his movie. Now, I thought this was really strange, because when you look at the sort of slate of Star Wars movies coming with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie and Sean Levy's movie and the Rey movie and the Dawn of the Jedi, nobody's been talking about the Taika Waititi movie. Oh my God. Because Taika really hasn't been talking about this movie either. He's just been doing other things. And this movie was announced, 5 years ago? So it seems like this Taika Waititi movie was never going to happen. And then they gave another announcement they were like, yeah, no, it's still in development. And we're like, oh, okay. Sure. Like it may still never happen, but at least an update is an update. And there's still something out there that is in the works with Taika Waititi. So that was pretty strange. The absence of announcements for Star Wars movies include Rogue Squadron, which is Patty Jenkins' movie, which is technically still in development over at Lucasfilm, and the Lando movie, which is now being written by Donald Glover and his brother. That got nothing either. Oh my God, you guys are crazy. But that got nothing either. So a couple missing Star Wars movies didn't get any updates there. But this is where the screaming begins. Thank you, iHaja. I appreciate that. It was a $2 holla. Oh, I missed a $2 holla before the stream. That from Darth Plagueis Lives. I appreciate that. 50 Thunder with another $2 holla. I appreciate that as well. Super chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here. So I appreciate it quite a bit. Indeed, I do. But getting back to this, it's very strange that the Lando movie and Rogue Squadrons are not on this list. Those were two of the sort of big missing ones, if you will. Still, the strangest thing to me is that the Simon Kinberg trilogy was officially announced by Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni for the first time ever. And nobody said a word about it. I felt like I was trying to scream about it, like, new trilogy! Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new trilogy! And nobody really cared. I get it. Star Wars movies have come and gone. They've been announced and they don't happen. And I get it. Okay? I get it. But when it comes to announcing a new trilogy, you're not going to do that unless there's something solid there. And it's Simon Kinberg, a guy who co-created one of the greatest shows of all time, and that is Star Wars Rebels. So that announcement of there being a new trilogy with Simon Kinberg at the helm should be talked about a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because the new trilogy is so far away. True, I mean, it's probably not going to happen for some time, but it's still a new trilogy. I get it. To be more excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie makes sense, obviously. But it's still a new trilogy. Yeah. Yeah. I need more substance than just the word trilogy. Also true. I mean, we don't even know when it takes place in the timeline. We don't know what it's going to be about. So that's valid, I guess. That's true. And the one thing we also didn't get an update on was Dave Filoni's movie. Dave Filoni's untitled Mandoverse movie. That didn't get one either. So, in terms of Star Wars movies, well, if you look out on the horizon, we have Dave Filoni's movie, Simon Kinberg's trilogy, Taika Waititi's movie, Sharmina Beccino's movie, James Mangold's movie, Starfighters, Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Lando movie, and Rogue Squadron. 11 Star Wars movies currently in development, all at different stages, and all, I guess, supposedly happening. But 11 Star Wars movies, we'll see how many of those come to fruition over time. But this is the slate. This is what Star Wars Celebration was all about. All of these projects. Now, granted, we knew that these two were coming, but this, we knew that was coming. This, and this were all brand new announcements from Star Wars Celebration, and what a weekend it was. What a weekend indeed. But now, swipe it away, because tomorrow is Andor Season 2, and we got an insane amount to predict and hype and get hyped up about for tomorrow's 3 episodes. Yeah, that's right. 3 episodes. We're getting the quadlogy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that means you've been under a rock for the last 10 weeks, I guess, because Andor is only releasing for 4 weeks. No, it doesn't mean that they only have 4 episodes. It just means they are only releasing for 4 weeks. 3 episodes a week, 3 episode arcs every single Tuesday for 4 weeks. And this is the first one. Now, we know a lot about what happens in this first one. Mon Mothma's daughter's wedding is going to happen. I mean, I'm assuming that the Gorman Massacre might happen as well. Maybe they'll save that for the second arc, but something will happen with Cassian. Maybe he steals the TIE fighter that we see from these 2 clips we're about to watch and goes to save Bix. I don't know. But we do know that Mon Mothma's daughter's wedding will take place in the first 3 episodes. What we also found out, when it was pretty damn cool, was this. An extended trailer for Andor Season 2 was shown at Star Wars Celebration, revealing, oh my God, revealing Admiral Radis, is it Radis, chat? Is in the show. So we were wondering, well, will there be more Rogue One characters in Andor Season 2? More connections between these 2 projects? And well, the answer is an astounding yes. We're going to be getting so many more cameos, I guess, for lack of a better word, cameos from Rogue One characters in Season 2. We already have Mon Mothma, we already have Saw Gerrera, and of course, Cassian Andor, but characters like this. Characters like Bail Organa or Vader or Palpatine. I guess Palpatine's not in Rogue One, but you know what I mean. Characters who appear in both Rogue One and possibly Andor Season 2 should be appearing. People who exist at this time period should be in this series. And with the extended trailer shown at Star Wars Celebration for Andor Season 2, this was confirmed, which is pretty damn cool. So as we sit here today, giving our final predictions before this show begins tomorrow, think about this for a second. A lot more of these characters, I guess considered side characters in Rogue One, could be appearing in this second season. The fact that we're going to spend so much time with the rebellion that's growing that we see in Rogue One, spending time on Yavin 4, spending time with those specific characters, we could be seeing a lot, and I mean a lot, of familiar faces. Even if they're not big names like Leia Organa, we could still be seeing a lot of familiar faces. Smaller names, if you will. All right, let me get to the super chat, and then let's go watch this official clip that was dropped this morning. Okay. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $10 holla. I appreciate that quite a bit. Says, okay, for real this time. Who will be in Season 2? Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here. Who will be in Season 2? Oh, that's tough. Chat, who do we think is going to be in Season 2? Tell me in the chat. Should we turn off the gambling? I feel like the gambling is distracting everybody in the chat. Give me a 1 into the chat if you want gambling to stay on. Give me 2 into the chat if you don't want gambling to stay on. 1 is keep it on. 2 is turn it off. What do we think? Okay, I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. And I think I missed another one too. Oh, I Hodger with a very generous $2 holla says the sound I make when Droopy not McCool is around. What? Oh, the screaming noise. I getcha. Mike, think about the popcorn buckets. What? I don't know what that means. Sure. Think about the popcorn buckets. Yeah. Gambling works better for the watch parties. I agree with that, actually. Maybe. Yeah. It's a very split bag. All right, but I think I see more 2s than I do 1s, so I'm going to turn off the gambling for now. I'll turn it back on later, but yeah, we'll turn it off for now. You guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely insane with all this gambling stuff. So we're going to turn it off for now. We'll turn it back on later. We'll turn it back on later, chat. God. Guys are addicts over here. Okay. I turned the gambling off, but the bot is still on. So you will still continue to gain credits as you watch the stream, because you just gain credits from watching the stream as well. So there you go. But we got a bunch of new trailers to watch for Andor Season 2 that came out over the weekend. So let's watch those first. And while we do, we'll speculate and do all that fun stuff about what the hell is going on in this season. So first, we got this one that dropped this morning. And this is really cool. It's sort of a countdown till Andor Season 2. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Cannibal, what's up? The volume on here? Yeah, we good.
You want to fight? Or you want to win? If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
Nobody's allowed in here.
You've become more than your fear. Let that protect you. Welcome to the rebellion.
So this is sort of the countdown to episodes 1, 2, and 3. But we got a couple, I wouldn't say new scenes, but very important scenes in this.
Fight? Or you...
So, first of all, this is on Coruscant. We know that for a fact now because Cassian is helping Mon Mothma escape Coruscant. This is him stealing the tie, which we're going to watch in just a sec, too, with the official clip.
You want to win. If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
Nobody's allowed in here.
This is going to be pretty wild. I still think that this is Bix breaking into... Bix is going to be breaking into the ISB headquarters on Coruscant, and this is how we're going to see Dr. Gorst be tortured by the same machine that tortured Bix in season 1. So Bix is going to get her revenge in the second season, not just on Dr. Gorst, but probably on Dedra as well. Over the weekend, we got a lot of interviews with the cast and crew from Andor for Andor season 2, and with Dedra's actor, I believe her name is Denise, she talked quite a bit about how in season 1, everybody was like, oh yeah, Dedra's a girl boss. She's awesome. We love Dedra. She's like, no, season 2, it's, no, it's not going to be like that. She is going to be just pure evil with no redeeming qualities in season 2. So Dedra, if she was a fan favorite character maybe for you, and then in the later half of the season, you were like, okay, she's kind of torturing Bix. I don't know if I like this. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. She's going to become even more evil and more just bad. And I feel like people are maybe not going to like the character as much anymore. What we also got in terms of information about Dedra's character specifically is that the relationship, the most awkward relationship in the history of anything with Dedra and Cyril, is going to be quite, let's say, amusing. They talk about this scene where Dedra and Cyril invite Cyril's mom over, Edie, and they have this dinner, and it's sort of awkward, to say the least. Thanks, Glee Bean. I appreciate that. It's awkward, to say the least. Yeah. But going back to the main point here, Dedra's going to be very, very evil in this second season, and I think Bix is going to be the one who gets her revenge for what happened in the first season. We talk about a lot of characters dying on this channel quite a bit. I don't know why that is. Don't ask me. But in terms of deaths coming in Andor season 2, I think a lot are coming. Luthen, of course, being the biggest one. He's talked about how he's going to make this sunset that he'll never see, and now he's given everything to the rebellion. He's likely to die. But characters like Bix, characters like Dedra, Cyril, Brazo, these characters that are sort of on the line. They're not in Rogue One, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to die. And I think if Bix has the chance, then she will kill Dedra and get the revenge, and everybody will be like, yes, because you got tortured in the first season and you deserve that. But Bix herself dying, well, that's, I guess, up for you guys to decide. But this right here, I think Bix is breaking into the ISB headquarters on Coruscant to go torture Dr. Gorst. Maybe she's there to go find Dedra, but she's not there. I don't know. That we might have to wait and see. But this guy's like, you're not supposed to be in here. And now he's dead. Here we get Saw Gerrera looking out on Jeddah. So we will be going back to Jeddah in this second season, and this is likely to happen towards the end of the season. The strangest thing to me from all these interviews with the cast and crew for season 2 was the Forrest Whitaker one, where the interviewer asks him, is there any big reveals for Saw Gerrera coming in season 2? And he's like, yeah. There's a big old reveal for Saw Gerrera. What the hell does that even mean? What would be the big reveal for Saw Gerrera in season 2? Obviously, he's going to get mangled up because he's very mangled in Rogue One, and he's not at the beginning of season 2. But that's not really a big reveal in terms of his character. Maybe it is, depending on who mangles him up, I guess. What could possibly be going down with Saw Gerrera that would be so important in this second season? Saw is Andor's father, JK. Okay, no. How he got messed up. Well, how is he going to get messed up? That's sort of the big question. I'm excited and want to see Forrest talk more. Yeah, the Saw Gerrera voice is the best. Where he goes, boom! Yeah, but he does end up on Jeddah by the end of the season.
Become more than your fear. Let that protect you.
Here we get Cyril. Oops.
Let that protect.
Yeah, it looks like Cyril. Here we got Cyril at the Gorman Massacre. It looks like the night before everything goes down, just judging by the lack of dead bodies on the ground. This looks like it's before it happens. So we do see another scene, not in this trailer specifically, but we do see another scene where Cassian is also here the night before. So maybe the two see each other or something like that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Mando United, what's up? Watching from work? That's what we love to hear. Tell your boss that there's more important things going on today. Yeah. But Cyril on Gorman, with also Cassian being on Gorman, it's going to be pretty interesting. We know Dedra's going to be on Gorman too, so we'll see. Tomorrow.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Okay, so that's just a little hype trailer right there, the 10-second countdown type deal. But we do have 2 official clips for the show, like actual scenes for the show. So let's take a look at these. So the first one we have already seen, but we'll watch it again, and that is right here where he steals the TIE fighter. Let's take a look at this one first. So what's really cool about this scene to me specifically is what Andor Season 2 is going to accomplish is really going to up the ante for all upcoming Star Wars Disney Plus shows. Not that Disney Plus shows on Star Wars Disney Plus shows are not doing well, because they are. I just think in terms of visual effects and things that you can accomplish on Disney Plus, I feel like the bar just keeps continuing to get higher because they're becoming just mini movies or just movies in general. Tony Gilroy keeps talking about how he pretty much made 8 movies over the course of 8 years with Andor Season 1 and Andor Season 2, because it's pretty much just 8 movies. And this is the perfect example of that. The special effects in this scene specifically, and giving us this whole new look at the inside of a TIE fighter, a brand new prototype TIE fighter. Think about what we could do in a post-sequel world. In a world where the innovation of the technology in Star Wars can just be pushed drastically to see cool stuff like this, cool new TIE fighters, cool new all that in that world with the new special effects and the newest and best special effects. But we know from Andor Season 1 that visually this show is going to be stunning, and this just confirms that theory. I do think, because they are showing this, that this will be in the first 3 episodes. It's probably going to be in the first episode. But how much did this show cost? Great question. $300 million. Okay, well, not quite $300 million, but pretty damn close. 292, I think it was. 292 million? I forget. But very, very close to 300 million. So it's a lot. Quite a bit. And on Disney Plus, I guess, making your money back is pretty difficult to do. It's not like a box office where you can just get people to come watch the movie and then make so much more money. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty tough to recoup all that. I think it's money well spent for sure. I mean, this show's going to be incredible. But in terms of a business standpoint, will they make that money back? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But having said that, this is likely to be in the first episode because they showed the clip officially. So Cassian, we might meet him as he has sort of infiltrated the Empire. He's stolen, he's clearly in an Imperial pilot outfit, and it's almost like Ezra in Star Wars Rebels when he becomes a cadet for the Empire to infiltrate the Empire. I think Cassian's probably doing something similar here, and then he's going to sort of break his way out to steal a TIE fighter. Maybe to go save Bix or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he's looking for information on his sister inside the Empire. I don't know. But it has been a year since we last saw Cassian. There's a year gap between last season, the end of last season, and this season. So the first scene of this season is not going to be him and Luthen on the ship where we saw them at the end of season 1. It's just not going to be. It's going to be a year later in wherever Cassian is, which I think he's going to be infiltrated the Empire and breaking his way out. And this will be in the first episode. But we get another official clip from today. So this one was from before the weekend began. But we have another one from today. So let's take a look at this. Oops. Check this one out.
Who called that in?
What's he done? It's insane.
It's a TIE fighter.
Hey!
I like how they end all these on a cliffhanger, but check this out for a second. So we're all like, oh yeah, Cassian, he's such a great guy. You know, he's so, yeah, woohoo, Cassian Andor, woo, yeah, woohoo, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people on this ship, or on this whatever, this speeder, if you will.
Who called that in?
They're all dead. I mean, they're the bad guys, sure. They're the bad guys, obviously. But he's still just murdering 10 people like it's nothing. Cassian 10, Empire 0. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he just blows them to smithereens. Like, this is just straight up incineration. Pretty crazy. That's true. Ian brings up a great point. Luke does kill the whole... everybody on the first Death Star is dead to Luke Skywalker. Probably like 1 billion people. That's true. I take it back. Cassian's a great guy. Cassian's a great guy. Never mind. I take it back.
What's he done?
So this is probably going to happen in the first 3 episodes too. They're not going to show us official scenes from later on in the season. They're going to show us from the first episodes. So this is probably in the first 3 episodes too. So he steals the TIE fighter and then he comes to rescue his friends. I think actually he's going to go somewhere else in between that and there. I think he's going to actually have a, I guess, first location before he comes and tries to save Brazo and Bix. But the Empire is arresting or about to kill Brazo. I don't really know. It looks like maybe an execution. That stormtrooper has a blaster pretty close to his head. But this is the time for him to escape.
Insane.
It's a TIE fighter.
Hey!
Adam said the blasters are like 5 feet away. They couldn't hit one. Well, that's because stormtroopers can't aim. Except for this one. So honestly, you guys want my doom and gloom prediction here? Brazo is going to die. Sort of the catalyst for Cassian and Bix for this season is Brazos' death. Much like season 1's catalyst was the death of those two guards. What was the planet called? Started with an M. Malor. No, something with an M. Same way that Cassian accidentally killed those two guards at the beginning of season 1 to be the catalyst for this whole first season. This is going to be the catalyst for the second season. I think Brazo will die, and that will be what leads Bix to really want to fight back and help Cassian with the rebellion. Because something has to change. Something has to change. It seems like they don't want to join the rebellion if they've been on this farming planet for over a year. So something will have to change to get Bix to really want to fight the rebellion, really want to fight back and start killing some people. And I think the death of Brazo in maybe this scene right here, this stormtrooper might kill him right here, might be that catalyst. Morlana, thank you. Morlana 1, yes. Morlana 1, thank you. So it's possible, and I know you guys are like, oh, there goes Mike just, killing another character again. Yes, I am killing another character, but it's more so because when you look at it this way, Brazo is not in Rogue One, first and foremost. Doesn't mean he has to die, but it is a good indication that he's probably not going to live, and it would be the perfect catalyst. Think about it. For Bix specifically, she has such a connection to that character, and obviously Cassian does too, it being his best friend, that they're going to want to even kill the Empire even more. And that'll be a very important part of these 5 years leading up to Rogue One, which is what Tony Gilroy has been talking about. And Bix is all over these trailers. Bix is all over the promotion for this movie. She's at Star Wars Celebration. She's at the red carpet in London. You know who's not? The actor for Brazo. He's nowhere. He's not on any of the red carpets. He's not at Star Wars Celebration. He's not in any of the trailers except for on this planet. It's really not that crazy of a theory when you think about it. Yeah. Bix is not in Rogue One either. True. And again, I'm not saying that everybody who's not in Rogue One has to die, but the majority of them should. When you look at season 1 and look at all the characters that we fell in love with and they all just died, when you think about characters like Nemik and Skeen and oh my God, Nemik and Skeen and Kino Loy and those great characters, Bix, Brazos, those are on the same lines as those characters. They've just lived longer. They've just lasted longer than those other characters. So these characters are all expendable to an extent because they're not in any of the other projects. Now, they don't technically have to die, but the likelihood of them dying is very, very high. Specifically, this character of Brazo, who is being shot at by like 10 different blasters from approximately like 50 feet away. So does he have to die? No. But would it make a lot of sense for furthering the story of Bix and Cassian and their hatred for the Empire? Yeah. It's Cassian's like best friend. $50 Thunder with a very generous $2 holla. Hang on, sorry. I can't read it from here. Gotta go full screen. With a very generous $2 holla says, where'd it go? Oh, I gotta scroll down here. Check the Discord. Wait, what? Oh, discuss. Will Tivik be in season 2? Why am I blanking on this character's name? Is he from Rogue One? Yes, this guy. Okay. So the guy who Cassian meets in the alleyway at the beginning of Rogue One, and he dies at the beginning of Rogue One. Maybe, so if you don't know who we're talking about here, at the very beginning of Rogue One, when Cassian has his first scene in the alleyway with this guy, and he shoots him because he can't climb out. This guy's name is Tivik. Will he be in Andor Season 2? I don't see why not. I mean, it would make sense. He is a part of the rebellion. He is in Rogue One, and Cassian seems to have at least know him and have a relationship with him. Yeah. For sure. And yes, this planet, this planet is not Lothal, and it's not Dantooine either. We did learn that this planet is called what is it called again, chat? Minu Ro or Miru Ro or something like that. The new planet. The new planet, which I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of in Season 2, like we did in Season 1. Aldhani, Ferrix, the moon that they go after Aldhani, Narkina 5. Like, we have so many new planets in Season 1. I'm sure they're going to continue that with Season 2. You'll still get the ones we know and love, like Coruscant and Yavin 4. But, yeah. Mina Ro. Sure. Yeah. The planet where Nemik dies? I don't know. I don't think it is. I think that's a different planet, because that was a moon. This is a planet. So maybe. It's crazy that we get some bland-looking planet when they could use tech as the volume. Well, this isn't bland-looking. I mean, I guess it is. It's just a farming planet, but this is them hiding out from the Empire. We do get cool-looking planets all the time, but yeah. You know? Mike, it's the planet where the four-armed guy tried to save Nemik. Is it the same planet? I don't think it is. Hang on, let's look it up. Because I thought that was a moon, because you can see, like, in the background. What is name of the planet where Nemik gets operated on? If Google can tell me this, that would be crazy. Yeah, it can't. It brought up something about Dragon Ball Z. Okay, never mind that. Never mind. However, let me set up a poll in the chat here. I almost forgot. I mean, Yavin 4 is a moon. It is a moon. That is very true. Okay. Do you think Palpatine, there we go, Palpatine will be in Andor Season 2? Yes or no? Yes or no, chat? And while you say yes or no in the chat, let me pull this up really quickly. So, in one of the most recent trailers that we got for Andor Season 2, I believe it was this one. Let's see.
3, 2, 1, action!
No. Wait, was it this one? No, it's from 7 days ago. Whatever, let's watch this one anyway.
3, 2, 1, action!
Diego just gives you the instant gravitas. We never would have got involved in the show in the first place if it wasn't for him.
I came with you to be part of something. I give you everything! In the first season, we make sure Cassian seemed like a normal guy. But in Season 2, he takes his place as the leader of the rebellion. The Empire cannot win.
Diego is the perfect lead. His performance is as wonderfully gritty and new.
Aha, perfect. So this is the planet you guys think is the same one? I get it. I mean, there's the same plants behind them. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the same planet. It could be, though.
And nuanced as the show. I am in awe of how he does it so subtly, charismatically, and so beautifully.
Hang on, Jet. This is, I think, in the first episode. You can tell by not only his outfit here and how shiny and clean it is, because he steals this outfit from the Empire as he steals the TIE fighter, but it gets so much more dirty as he goes along. This looks like it's going to be opening scene, opening episode, him in this Imperial facility, stealing this TIE fighter before he gets into any of the dirty work.
Charismatically and so beautifully. This season is going to be extraordinary. Cassian's story, which is the emergence of the leader, is fulfilled.
Gotta get me some of these shades, Chad. Gotta get me some of these shades.
Filled.
Cassian is very personal to me, and I feel very proud of being part of his story.
Okay, that was awesome. Gave us a couple answers that I was looking for, but not the one I was looking for. And that is the Palpatine of it all. So let me find that. Oh, that's why. Okay. I think it's this one.
I came with you to be part of something. It's a different kind of mission. It means so much to reconnect with the cast of Andor. It's this amazing story that is so important for all of us. If it goes up in flames, it will burn very brightly.
You see so much growth and so much destruction. So the evolution of these characters is pretty intense.
The actors, they were so great. You start to realize what you can write for. Everything's in play. Everything's in motion. Nobody can escape the crushing power of the Empire.
We need to speak out. We need to stand up.
There is peril at every corner.
With a script of Tony's caliber, the depth and the humanity, I think it's very beautiful. There's something more here, and you feel it.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. It's smart, it's emotional, it's human. We have to. And it just happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Welcome to the rebellion.
That might be the best trailer we've gotten to date. I know we've watched it before, but it might just be like the music just gets you so hyped. Holy crap. And then it just comes to all to one point where he just goes, welcome to the rebellion. And he goes, boom.
To the rebellion.
It's so good. But there's a lot going on in this trailer, so let's rewind and take it back a second. The opening shot is on Yavin 4 with this transport. And I know I've said this before, but I'm saying it again because it's so damn important. This is the same exact ship, at least the same exact model of ship, that Vader pulls out of the sky in the Kenobi series. Yeah, that's right. The one he tears to shreds in the Kenobi series. And it's also the same model that Kenobi and the others actually escape in. So this appearing on Yavin 4 and having an escort from 2 X-Wings is pretty damn interesting. Does this have to do with possibly the hidden path, possibly connecting to the Kenobi series? Probably not Obi-Wan himself, but maybe some other characters involved with it. We know that Leia once took one of these transports. Could it be Princess Leia? Probably not. But it could have some connection to the hidden path in some sort of way. That alone is pretty damn cool. Okay? Keep that in mind. Jessica, what's up?
I came with you to be part.
This is also on Yavin 4. So we're spending a lot of time on Yavin 4. Again, probably in the later half of the season. Like, I don't think we're going to Yavin 4 right away, but yeah.
Something. It's a different kind of mission.
Cassian on Coruscant.
It means so much to reconnect with the cast.
So Saw looks like this. This is not what Saw looks like in Rogue One. So Saw is going to go through some pretty tough stuff, let's say, where he's going to actually see it not really go well. Mike, did you see that Vader's Order? Wait, Vader's Order did a Star Wars video because he's already seen Season 2? He's already seen all of Season 2? Well, that's no fun. Content creators have already seen the whole second season. That's not going to be a fun time, to say the least. Spoilers up the wazoo online if that's the case. But Saw Gerrera looks like this, and he doesn't look like this in Rogue One. He's going to get beaten up somehow, some way. I think Saw is going to lose a war somehow, and he's going to survive it, but at what cost? Yeah, it might drive him even more insane. But
the cast of Andor, it's this amazing story that is so...
Here's the wedding. This wedding will be the massive event of the first 3 episodes. It'll be the catalyst for many characters like Mon Mothma, Krennic, and Luthen. All 3 of those main characters will be at this wedding. Maybe not in the wedding, but at the wedding. And all that will be just chaos. Luthen staring across the room at Imperial agents and officers that he is fighting against all the time. And then the Imperials, Krennic specifically, looking back at Luthen and not knowing that he is this Axis character that they've been looking for the entirety of season 1.
So important for all of us. If it goes up in flames,
it will burn.
It will burn.
Very brightly.
Very brightly.
Something about this scene, and don't ask me why.
Very brightly.
Something about this scene, I do think it's on Coruscant, obviously, but something about this scene makes me think she's going to see Palpatine or coming from having just seen Palpatine. Now, I know so many of you are like, Mike, they're not going to show Palpatine. Obviously, like he's too cool for school. Like, me. Okay, I get it. Palpatine is awesome, and him showing up in Andor would be like a steal the show type event. I get it. But when you have Coruscant being the main planet sort of this second season, with Cassian being there, Mon Mothma, of course, being there, Luthen being there, etc. You have the fact that Mon Mothma is specifically calling him out in this Senate meeting, let's call it. Calling him the monster will come for us all. I don't believe that Palpatine would ever just let that slide in his Senate building and not just do something about it. Not have some sort of conversation with somebody, or at least stand up for himself. Now, there was mentions of Palpatine in the first season, probably like 10 of them. And I think they've been leading up to an actual appearance from Palpatine himself. Now, there's also the idea that Palpatine is not really going to be able to show up ever again in Star Wars. Now, maybe in animation, but in terms of live action, with the projects that are currently slated to release, this might be the last time we ever get to see live action Palpatine. Maybe ever. Because of how the timeline has worked out. We've filled out pretty much all the timeline here in between the prequels and the originals. And unless somehow Palpatine returns again, then it's pretty unlikely that we're going to get to see a live action Palpatine ever again. And Ian McDiarmid, of course, everybody wants to see him return as the iconic character, and this might be the last chance to do so. I don't know, chat. I certainly think Palpatine will be in this second season. Don't think it'll be a big sort of role or anything like that, but he will be in it nonetheless. Is that a Tony Gilroy cameo? No, that was just a behind-the-scenes thing. He's not actually in it. Yeah. Oh, my God. Rose with a very generous $5 holla says, oops, hang on. Mike, are you excited to see the Fortnite Season 3 Darth Jar Jar? Yes, I'm very excited for that. But Rose says, a few frames back, is that Tony Gilroy cameo at the wedding? No, I think that's just a behind-the-scenes thing, Rose. Well, let's go back. Yeah, I think this is a behind-the-scenes thing.
This amazing story that is so important for all of us.
Yeah, I think it's just behind the scenes.
Very brightly.
But I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. Super chats, memberships keep the lights on over here. And next week, actually, we got the members giveaway. So if you are a member or are not a member, thinking about becoming a member because this month's giveaway is pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. But Gorman Massacre.
You see so much growth and so much destruction.
The Death Star. And Krennic, but the Death Star specifically. The amount of Death Star we're going to be getting in this second season, I think, is a lot. However, we know that Cassian and certain other characters can't find out about the Death Star. Not the Discord. They can find out about the Discord, but not the Death Star. Because Cassian specifically doesn't know about it. Does anybody else get the sort of idea that the Death Star here looks like Tony Stark's chest hole thing? Is that just me? Am I just crazy, chat? Or does the Death Star look like Tony Stark's chest? Did Tony Stark build the Death Star in a cave with a box of scraps? New Star Wars show in the works. Check the Discord. I think I already have seen that. I saw it before the live stream. But I'll check it out in a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like his arc reactor. Yeah, it does. But that's besides the point. Okay. So let's talk about this. The Death Star is not going to be used, I don't think, in Season 2. Because it doesn't really get used until Rogue One. But Krennic's importance in this second season and how he's going to be seemingly torturing Dedra at some point, as we see in some of these trailers. But yes, Tony Stark built the Death Star in a cave with a box of scraps.
So the evolution of these characters. What
about B2? What about B2, chat? A character we see so little of in any of the trailers. He only exists on this farming planet. What's going to happen to B2? Can I get some good cups full of orders in the chat, please? Bumper. I hope B2 made it to Yavin. By your logic, he dies. Hey! Don't kill off my boy B2 like that. Yeah, the B2 and K2 theory. I'm not the biggest fan of the B2 K2 theory. And the theory, as it goes, is that B2's consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, his mainframe, if you will, gets transferred into K2SO. And then K2SO is pretty much B2. Although I like the theory in theory, I don't know if it really works. The two droids have very different personalities, and if you were just to transfer one droid into the other, then they wouldn't have different personalities like that. So, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the theory, but it would work in a way. I honestly don't hope that B2 makes it to Yavin 4. I hope he stays on this farming planet and just, lives a happy life. However, I did predict earlier that Brazo will die. But this lady right here, she seems nice. She could watch after B2. She seems like a nice lady. I just don't think Cassian and Bix are going to allow B2 to sort of join the fight. He's an old droid. He's lived a long life. He's going to have a happy retirement. I hope. Because if anybody lays a freaking hand on B2, there's going to be hell to pay. I hope those 10 people on that transport did something to B2, and then Cassian blows them up. You know what? Yeah. Okay. But I don't think B2 will turn into K2, and I don't think he'll actually join the rebellion either. And guess what, chat? Are you ready for this one? I don't think he will die.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Usually when I say that, characters end up dying, so I'm sorry, B2. But I don't think he will die.
Characters is pretty intense.
This planet is very intriguing to me. Some of you think it might be Yavin 4, but to me it doesn't really make sense for this to be Yavin 4. That's where the rebellion headquarters is. Cassian wouldn't be getting arrested like this on Yavin 4. Kenari has been my running theory for quite some time now, that Cassian and his sister, that whole plot will be resolved. And now we have to, again, look back at the armor that he is wearing, the outfit that he is wearing, that he stole from the Empire. It's intact and pretty damn clean. Okay? So here it looks like he is coming to this location, to Kenari or whatever planet this is, to find his sister or whatever he's doing. He is doing this before he goes to help his friends, before he goes to help Brazo and Bix on the farm planet. So this happens before that. So this is very likely to be in the first 2 episodes too, or 3 episodes too.
The actors, they were so great. You start to realize what you can write for. Everything's in play. Everything's in motion. Nobody can escape the crushing power of the Empire.
We need to speak out. We need to stand up.
This is where I think Palpatine's going to be. If he is going to be in season 2, I think it'll be in this Senate building.
There is peril at every corner.
And honestly, what I think is going to push Mon Mothma to leave Coruscant is that altercation with her and Palpatine. Is her calling him a monster, him coming up and being like, you call me a monster, I call you a monster, and then they just go back and forth. Obviously, it won't. It will be better writing than that. It'll be better writing than what I can come up with. But, yeah, I think Mon Mothma, Palpatine, that whole interaction will lead to her going, I got to get off this planet immediately. Yeah.
With a script of Tony's caliber, the depth, and...
Is that just a regular pistol? Hang
with a script of Tony's...
People are not going to like that one.
Caliber, the depth, and the humanity. I think it's very beautiful. There's something more here, and you feel it.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win.
Okay. This brings us back to a different iconic villain from Star Wars, possibly being in season 2, and that is Lord Vader. All right, chat, let's put up a new poll in the chat, shall we? This poll's been up there for quite some time. Let's put up a new poll in the chat, shall we? I think Dedra is Cassian's sister. Honestly, it's such a bold theory that it might work. Dedra actress Denise did say at Star Wars Celebration that we will be learning about Dedra's backstory. And we will learn that from a very young age, she's been taught by the ways of the Empire, let's say. So it's possible that at a very young age, the Empire picked her up from Kenari and then trained her to become an Imperial officer. But I don't know. It seems almost too crazy, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. 64% of you actually think that Palpatine will be in season 2. I agree with those 64%, but it's still a long shot. Do you think Vader will be in Andor season 2? So Lord Vader, will he be in Andor season 2? Yes or no? And obviously the reasoning for this is this scene. Dedra in this room, we've seen in other trailers, she's being force choked, or what looks to be force choked in this room. So the big question remains, will Darth Vader be in season 2? Honestly, I think Palpatine is more likely than Vader. Vader is obviously what people want to see. People love Darth Vader. Any chance you get to see Darth Vader, it's great. But in terms of who I think is more realistic, I got to go with Palpatine. Because of the Senate, because of Coruscant, because of Mon Mothma calling him out directly. Vader's appearance almost just doesn't make sense. Like, even if he is force choking Dedra, why? Like, what would the purpose of that be? Why not both? Pam, I like the way you think. Why not both? Well, just being realistic, I don't think this show's going to be full of cameos. And I know we're talking about cameos right now. We've talked about Palpatine and Vader and Bail Organa before. But with the likelihood of seeing many different Rogue One characters, well, Vader's in Rogue One. You know? Ah, I see. That makes sense. Rose with a very generous $2 holla. I appreciate that, Rose. Says, will Perrin and Lita turn against Mon Mothma? Okay. Mon Mothma and her family definitely have some sort of falling out. That's for damn sure. She's not with her family in Return of the Jedi. She's not with her family in Rogue One. So do they just sort of abandon each other? Does she just leave her kid and husband behind on Coruscant? It seems like it's going to go down that way, but it's still going to be crazy if it does. Because Mon Mothma, of course, she cares for her husband and child, but it was made very clear in season 1 that her kid is like, screw you, Mom. Maybe it's rebellious teenage things, but she is pawning her off to be married to some random dude. So maybe not. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. Yeah. Indeed. Andor's sister had much darker hair, not blonde hair. That's true. But I mean, hair color can change. That's something that can very easily be changed.
When?
Melshi will be at the Gorman Massacre. This is a weird scene to me. This looks like Partagaz or whatever his name is, in some sort of war room type place. We didn't see this in season 1. And I really don't know what this could be. I don't know.
It's smart, it's emotional, it's human. We have to. And it just happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
This whole sequence, by the way, will happen in the first 3 episodes.
Galaxy far, far away.
We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Welcome to the rebellion.
What do we think about Mothma's talking to here?
Crushed.
I feel like they're purposefully almost not showing this character's face or anything that can give us
Be crushed.
any reference to who this character is. Maybe it's Cassian. No, we know Cassian's wearing a trench coat here. I don't know.
Crushed.
Welcome to the...
Do you think this is Cyril seeing that the Empire is slaughtering the innocent civilians and going, oh my God, what are they doing? Or I guess it could be him seeing Cassian and be like, oh my God, that's Cassian Andor. Because, of course, he was very obsessed with the character in the first season. Could be talking to Takoma there, too. Yeah. Kira for Cassian's sister? I don't know about that. Bail Organa? Bail Organa could be in this season, but I don't think he'd be at the Gorman Massacre. Yeah, it looks like he could be seeing the Gorman Massacre here. I feel like Cyril has sort of a brain on his shoulders. He's going to see, because in the first season, the whole reason for his obsession with Cassian is because Cassian killed 2 primo officers. And then he's sort of like, justice has to be served. So if the Empire starts murdering innocent civilians, well, then he's probably not going to go along with that. He's probably going to be like, that's not the right thing to do. Now, maybe that's where Dedra and his relationship becomes a little shaky, because Dedra's like, we have to kill everybody. We have to rule the world. And then Cyril's like, no, we don't. I'm leaving you. You're weird. Too weird for even me, and I eat cereal with my mom every morning. For $300 million, we should see Palpatine and Vader. That's valid. That is valid. Yeah. Let Cyril and Dedra both be promoted to roles in the Death Star? Oh my God. Think their lives are better than ever, and then they die in the Death Star? That's horrible. That would be pretty poetic for a character like Cyril, though, because his character is so weird that just him getting a promotion to the Death Star and then getting blown up would be crazy. Yeah.
Welcome to the rebellion.
To me, I just don't understand what this season is going for. You know what I mean? Like, season 1 was clearly leading to something, and that was Cassian joining the rebellion. He works for Luthen on Aldhani. He then goes, I'm not going to work for you anymore. I'm taking my share and I'm leaving. He gets captured by the Empire, realizes how terrible the Empire is. All these people in the prisons are never getting out. He escapes the prison and realizes truly how evil the Empire is. His mom, at the same time, refuses to leave her home to fight the Empire in her own sort of way. And then she dies, gives this whole speech about how you should fight the Empire, and that is what pushes Cassian to join the Empire. It all leads to that in this finale and this really cool thing. What is season 2 going to actually be about? Obviously, it's going to lead directly into Rogue One, but there has to be some overarching plot that happens in season 2. I just don't know what that is. What's the big climactic event that happens to end the season? Marva's speech, the battle on Ferrix. What is that going to be in this season 2 of Andor? I don't know. The Gorman Massacre is the catalyst. Mon Mothma's daughter's wedding is the catalyst. What is the end game for this second season? I feel like we know so little about the second season going in, even though we've had 1,000 different trailers. And so much of it is geared towards and leading up to Yavin 4. But I don't really know how Yavin 4 can be the end game when the Empire doesn't know that it exists. So it has to happen somewhere off of Yavin 4. And it can't be on Ferrix because they're not going back there. Season 2 is the endless struggle, but there has to be some sort of battle or some sort of fight. Like, there has to be some sort of action sequence that isn't just the Gorman Massacre, because the Gorman Massacre will happen earlier on in the season. There has to be something towards the end, like the battle on Ferrix, or something that it leads up to, you know? Will we see Dantooine? Probably not. Narkina 5 probably has a big role to play, I bet. Well, when Melshi and Cassian split up, Melshi says we have to tell everybody about what's happening, like on those Imperial prisons. We have to tell everybody that the Empire is evil. And that's why he joins the rebellion, and of course Cassian eventually joins it too, so they'll meet back up there. But yeah, obviously they're going to be trying to stop those things that the Empire are doing. Yeah. Mon Mothma said what the plot is. It's the galvanizing of alliances together that will form the rebellion. But that's not a action scene. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it needs to be a crazy action scene that ends the season off, but there's going to be more action in this second season. That's been confirmed. Hang on, we got another super chat. 50 Thunder with a very generous $5 holla. God damn, you guys are feeling extra generous today. I appreciate that. Says, Dedra and Cyril will retreat to Alderaan. Oh my God. And they blow up on Alderaan? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Well, going back to the point of what is this season really going to be about, honestly, I think that this could all be geared towards the Death Star. Now, obviously, Cassian doesn't know what the Death Star is by the time of Rogue One, and neither do a lot of people. But they know that there is a weapon being created, and that is made very clear in one of these trailers. I wish there was like a nice description of each trailer so I can know which one I'm clicking on when I click on it, because there's so many of them. But one of these trailers, we have, not that one, this one maybe? This one maybe? Let's try this one.
The Empire cannot win.
The revolution is coming alive.
The revolution is coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Andor season 2.
That was not it, but that is the one where Cassian gets taken down by K2, or somebody does. No, that was not the one I was looking for. Hang on. That was not the one I was looking for. I think it might be this one. Let's just try it anyway. I like this one a bit. Anyway.
I've placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into the SAR-2 unit.
Rebellions are built on hope.
You want to fight? Or you want to win?
We have to beat them. I believe you have purpose in making that happen.
If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
The Empire cannot win.
Andor, the final.
Also not that one, but even still cool. My God, there's so many trailers, chat. This is insane. Okay, let's see. Take 10. Or whatever we're on. Not that one. This one, maybe? This one we just watched, chat? I don't even know anymore. This one? Nah, this one.
The Empire.
We just watched that one. Hang on. It's not that one. I know that. We just watched that one. We just watched that one. Maybe it is this one. Hang on.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win.
I thought that was in the trailer. That's hilarious.
It's a different kind of mission.
If it goes up in flames,
It will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win.
So by the way, this will be the happiness before the chaos. This will be them being happy for a whole year on this farm, and then the Empire shows up. Like, there will be happy times before the dark times. Dark Sky, what's up?
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to.
We must stand together.
Our snowy planet. You know why this is going to be important? Because we've seen a couple scenes of TIE fighters flying through the canyons of this planet with the snowy mountains. It's going to be important because they only show it like twice. We've had 10 trailers and we've only seen it for a split second in a couple trailers.
Together, we will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
Aha! I was right.
It's absurd. Resistance.
This is Krennic interrogating Dedra. This is a big reason as to why some fans think that Vader will be in season 2, because he could be force choking Dedra in that room, just based off the fact that Krennic is interrogating Dedra. But the reasoning for this might have been revealed in later trailers, because when we look back, we talk about how Bix might be breaking into the ISB headquarters and torturing Dr. Gorst the way that he tortured her in this same room. So Krennic might be brought in to figure this out. Because Krennic wasn't involved in season 1. Why is he involved in season 2? Well, that might be because Dedra tried to poke the bear too much. Dedra tried to find out too much about the rebellion, and they struck back. Bix broke into the ISB headquarters, and that might be a reason as to why Krennic has to intervene. Because Dedra, specifically, she looked too deeply, and now Krennic has to come deal with that. And he's not going to be happy about that. Let's just say he's not going to be too happy about that. Yeah. So he is going to be interrogating Dedra and might even bring some backup. But as I see in the chat, many of you, wow, that's almost 50-50 right now. 50-50. Crazy. But he is interrogating Dedra here.
It's absurd.
It's a weapon.
This is what I was looking for.
It's a weapon.
This is Clea, Luthen's sort of right-hand girl. I was going to say man, but girl. Right-hand girl, Clea, knowing about a super weapon that the Empire has. Now, she doesn't, maybe she's seen it, maybe she hasn't seen it, I don't know. But she's telling somebody right here that there's a big old weapon that the Empire is working on. it's going to be very interesting. It's almost like in the Clone Wars, for 7 seasons, you have Anakin, the good guy, and General Grievous, one of the main bad guys of the entire series. You got Dooku, you got the bounty hunters, you got Asajj Ventress, but one of the main villains of the entire series is General Grievous. Many times, Anakin and Grievous are on the same ship or the same planet, but they never meet because of one line in Revenge of the Sith where he says, Grievous, you're shorter than I expected, or whatever he says. Because Ahsoka was explaining to him that Grievous is this massive, big creature. So, the point being, through 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, Anakin and General Grievous are never once in the same room, but never once fight each other. Because they don't meet until Revenge of the Sith. Because of the one line that was in Revenge of the Sith. So much like that, Cassian and certain characters can't find out about the Death Star because of what happens in Rogue One. But that doesn't mean that the other characters around him can't find out. So Cleia's going to find out, but how does she find out is the big question. And who is she telling that won't be telling Cassian? Because they'll probably be keeping secrets, if you will. Yeah. So that'll be something very cool to watch out for, is who knows about the Death Star, who doesn't know about the Death Star. Will they actually visually see the Death Star, and how does that happen? Because how does Kleia find out that there's a Death Star? How does she find out that there's a super weapon that's being made?
They're building a weapon.
How does she know that?
The monster will come for us all.
The monster will come for us all, calling out Palpatine specifically, and then we get this scene of Dedra looking like she is being force choked. Richard, what's up? How we doing? Yeah.
Revolution is not for the saying. You're right here, and you're ready to fight.
The Saw Gerrera stuff in this second season is going to be interesting. I really don't know what his role is. Like, we get a lot of him in the trailers. Oh my God. We get a lot of his stuff in the trailers, but we don't really know what his role is. We had a $5 haul from Darth Plagueis, but he didn't say anything. I appreciate it. And 50 Thunder with a very generous $2 haul says, will we see the Death Star jump into hyperspace? Well, just based off of this, probably not. It's not yet completed. And it wasn't completed at the end of Andor Season 1 either. So probably not until it's finished, but maybe. Well, like here, we get more of Saw's people. We get so much Saw stuff in the trailers, but we don't know what he's up to. What is he up to? You know? Where did he come from? Where did he go? You know? It is so funny that I can just say that one line and you just immediately think of the song Cotton Eye Joe. Yeah. But what is the purpose and what is the goal of Saw Gerrera's story in the second season?
The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the saying. You're right here, and you're ready to fight.
There's a future here.
The wedding. This wedding is probably going to span across the first 3 episodes. So tomorrow, in terms of Mon Mothma, Luthen, Krennic's story, it's going to be this. It's just going to be this. Yeah.
For those who dare. Welcome to the rebellion.
How wild would it be, Chet? Oops. How wild would it be? Because we've been talking about how K2SO becomes a rebel, goes from an Imperial droid to a rebellion droid, and best friends with Cassian. How will that happen? Wouldn't it be crazy if Cyril, pretty much Cassian's arch nemesis in the first season, wouldn't it be crazy if he was the one who reprogrammed the droid? If Cyril goes out into the courtyard, sees the Gorman massacre happening, and then maybe is ordered by Dedra or something to go release the droids, and he just goes into the back of one of them and reprograms them to help the pedestrians, to help Cassian, that would be pretty wild. Just trying to think, because how else would Cassian really get his hands on a droid to reprogram it? You know? It'll be interesting. It would be cool, though, if Cyril had some sort of play in that. Because I think Cyril's going to recognize that the Empire is truly the bad guys in the second season. And he'll be dating one of them. He'll be dating Dedra, who's going to be just pure evil. And then he's going to have to be like, nah. Nah. Is Mon Mothma going to die in season 2? No, definitely not, as Mon Mothma is in Rogue One and in Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Still think that this is Kenari, but we'll see.
Welcome to the rebellion.
That is still such a great trailer. Okay. But, wow. 51 to 49 right now on this poll. 49% of you saying no, Vader will not be in the show. Well, 51% say yes. 50-50 pretty much right now. That's pretty damn wild. I hot you with a very generous $2 holla says, after Iron Man comment earlier, now it's the Death Stark. Hilarious. I appreciate it. I really, really do. You guys are feeling extra generous with the super chats today. I appreciate it quite a bit. Oh, wait. Okay. I can't forget about this before we end the stream, so I'm going to talk about it now. Oh, when does it release? Yeah, so the 3 episodes starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably start the watch party tomorrow at 8:45. It's going to be a long watch party, chat. 3 episodes. 3 episodes. Yeah. Okay. But I do have something that we have to talk about here, okay? Art sabers. We've done so many giveaways over the last couple months. Oh, wait, what? Art sabers. We've done so many giveaways over the last couple months from this company, Art Sabers, because they do like just incredible stuff in terms of lightsabers and helmets and all this cool stuff. They've reached back out to me to do another unboxing video. And they said, well, what lightsaber do you want? So I said, I'm going to ask my chat, because guess what? I don't know. They also said we could do a helmet too, so we can check out all those as well. But let's go by character. View all characters. Let's look at the lightsabers first. So we got characters like Starkiller, Darth Revan, they got a new Kylo Ren one too. Kanan Jarrus over here. Marok, that's pretty cool. Darth Revan, Rey. Honestly, guys, say what you will about the sequel trilogy. Rey's yellow lightsaber at the end of Rise, it's so damn cool. Obi-Wan Kenobi's, Sabine's. Is that Ezra's or Sabine's? I guess it's the same. Cal Kestis's, pretty cool. Master Souls, Master Indira, Obi-Wan. There's oh my god, there's 12 pages? All right, let's go back. Hang on. Let's look at the list of characters first. Instead of looking at all these, this is going to take forever. Let's look at characters. Okay. So here are the characters. Ahsoka, Anakin, Asajj, Ben Solo, obviously Kylo Ren, Count Dooku, Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Palpatine, Luke, Mace, Obi-Wan, Leia, Qui-Gon, Savage Opress, Shin Hati, Starkiller, and Ventress. Holy crap. Wait, 2 Ventresses? Okay, I don't know. What are we thinking, chat? So, sorry, had to stretch. So already we already did the unboxing video for this. This is the Anakin one. Revenge of the Sith. Anakin lightsaber. It's metal. It's actually cold because it's cold down here. It's metal and it's ridiculously nice. It's not charged right now, but it's so cool. Even comes with a nameplate that says Anakin Skywalker, Revenge of the Sith, whatever. So I already had the Anakin one. So Anakin is going to be crossed off the list. So no Anakin. What else are we thinking, chat? Ahsoka is my second favorite character of all time. Darth Maul did just get another TV series. I don't know. I think my top probably choices gotta be Probably Ahsoka and Maul, right? Dooku's curved blade is so sweet. Oh my god, they got Jedi Dooku? Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Whoops. I'm thinking Ahsoka or Duke or Maul, sorry. Oh wait, they don't have the Ahsoka ones? Maybe they're sold out or something? I don't know. Well, let's check out the Darth Maul ones then. Okay, so they got a bunch of different styles of this Darth Maul. These are all the double-bladed ones from Phantom Menace. Interesting. Very, very cool. Huh. Let's see. Honestly, chat? Might have to check out Palpatine's. What? What's going on here? I thought I saw Palpatine's in the first one, too. Maybe it's not just, for some reason, not registering all of them. Let's see. Obi-Wan's is pretty sick from episode 3. Not gonna lie. I don't know, chat. What do we think? Saj Ventress? Ventress Soul? One from Skeleton Crew? Well, this is the one we have, or close to this one, I guess. Similar to that one, because they got different variations of each one. You can see right there. We could also talk about helmets, too. Because honestly, I got my Boba Fett helmet here. I could use another helmet. Let's go check out the helmets real quick. Light side helmet, trooper helmet, character helmets, dark side helmet. Can I look at all the helmets? I guess we'll go one at a time. Okay. So Sabine Wren and Darth Revan. Darth Revan's pretty swaggy. Trooper helmets. Oh, the Scout Trooper it's so cool. Death Trooper helmet is actually sick. We've given away a Rex helmet and a Cody one, I think, too. Iconic clone trooper helmet. Even the Ahsoka clone trooper helmet. The Ahsoka clone trooper helmet's kind of sick. The Stranger helmet, I don't know if they have that. The Scout Trooper helmet just looks so good. All right, let's keep going. Dark side helmets, let's see. Vader, Kylo Ren. Oh, they do have Kymir's helmet. Oh, shit. Let's check this out. See, honestly, I get it. You have to be able to see through it here, but I don't like that. I wish I was just sort of blind in it. But I wouldn't even get a Chimera helmet anyway. I'd rather Vader's is pretty sick. I mean, Kylo Ren's is pretty awesome. Let's see. Vader helmet. Pretty swaggy. Let's check out Kylo's. Kylo's design is just so cool. All right, let's go with character helmets here. All right. Bo-Katan's is pretty snazzy. The armors is cool. Din Djarin, can't go wrong with the Mandalorian. You pal Joe, is this one cool? You got this one right when we gave it away? Moff Gideon's helmet is underrated. I don't know, chat. What are we thinking? Helmet or lightsaber? Tell me in the chat. Helmet or lightsaber? What do we think? What do we think? I feel like I already got Vader. I mean, I got Anakin's saber, but you know what I mean. Mace Windu's saber's pretty sick. Yeah, it's great design. Notice how close in resemblance Mace's is to Palpatine's. Oh, wait. Got no Palpatine. Never mind. I don't know, chat. What are we thinking? Helmet? Okay, you're all saying helmet. Y'all saying helmet? Okay, well, which helmet? Which helmet, chat? Which helmet we thinking? If I can get my hands on Ahsoka lightsabers, if I message them and I can get Ahsoka ones, I'm going Ahsoka. But if not, what helmet we thinking? what helmet we thinking, chat. I'd probably say either Kylo Ren's, just looks so sick, Darth Vader's, Din Djarin's, or like the Scout Trooper or the iconic Clone Trooper. Cody's kind of cool. The Ahsoka one's kind of cool. What do we think? What do we think? Chimeras, Kylos, Scout Troopers, Din Djarin's. Okay, we're all over the place here, chat. We're all over the place here, chat. Din's to celebrate the upcoming movie. Well, that will be next year. Captain Rex, Sabine. All right, well, you guys were no help. God. Can't all come to a conclusion together. We can't all unite around one idea, chat. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We got time. We got time. I think that helped. I think I'm narrowing it down. Okay, but we do have to continue to talk about. I just brought us so off topic there. Okay, but we do have to keep the talk going about Andor season 2. So throw in your final crazy predictions. I love democracy about Andor season 2. Your final crazy predictions. Pull it up, Mike. All right, let's pull it up. I don't know if I can dwindle it down to 4, though. Wow. Yes took the lead. Yes took the lead for Vader being in season 2. That's pretty wild. Okay. Fine. We'll pull it up. I don't know. What am I thinking? Top 4. Let's go. Top 4. Oh, this is tough. Scout Trooper helmet. Yeah. Scout Trooper helmet. Oh. Scout Trooper helmet. What else was I thinking of? Scout Trooper, Vader, Din. That's 4. And Kylo Ren. Those are going to be the 4 options. Those will be the 4 options. Which helmet should I get? We'll go Scout Trooper, Din Djarin, Lord Vader, Kylo Ren. I kind of just want a Vader one just to say I have a Vader one. I just wrote Kylo Vader, chat, because I was saying Vader. Kylo Ren. There we go. Yeah! Yeah! Ugh. It was a long weekend, chat, not gonna lie. I'm still exhausted. But, yeah. I see you trying to gamble, Chris. I see you trying to gamble. Yeah. Okay. In Rogue One, Cassian tells Jyn Erso, "You are not the only one who lost everything." So we're so there's basically your prediction and guaranteeing that everybody around Cassian who meant something to him is going to die. I mean, that's what's going to happen. It has to happen because, first of all, his mom's already dead, but all the characters that he gets close to, the Nemeks, the Skeens, the Kino Loys, they all die. And I think that's going to continue to happen. Bix, Brazo, they're all going to die. And it's all going to mean so much to Cassian's story. And going into Rogue One, it'll feel so much more meaningful. And all of his sacrifice and all the stuff he's been through will be there now. So when you watch Rogue One, it will feel like such a different movie, even though it's the same freaking movie. Yeah. Yeah. Din's helmet cannot be removed. So you're saying if I get Din Djarin's helmet and I put it on, I could never take it off? Is that what you're telling me? I get to attend a wedding without shooting it? What? Do you shoot people at weddings? Cyril holds Dedra responsible for his mother's death and helps Cassian. Oh my God, imagine Cyril's mom dies and it's Dedra's fault. That would be crazy. Yeah. How does it change the way we look at Rogue One now? Well, it gives us so much backstory to the story of Cassian. And a lot of lines in Rogue One might change. I can't think of any at the top of my head, but specifically like how Cassian interacts or certain lines that are said. Actually, I can't think of a specific one. When K2 tells him to climb. That line already means so much more and seems different because of what happens in season 1 on Aldhani when Nemik is telling him to climb. Yeah. Get the Sabine one for Sam. Well, she hasn't gotten to Rebels yet, so she doesn't know who Sabine is. She does know who Bo-Katan is. Interesting. Interesting. They better not retcon anything. No, they won't. I mean, the way that they've towed the line of all that is going to be, they've done very well. But with that being said, oh wow, Din Djarin, the Mandalorian helmet is winning this poll quite a bit, actually. Actually, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. Well, let's end this. So we're going to go with the Mandalorian helmet. Dang, I did not think that that's where that was going to go. Okay. Okay, chat. Okay. Okay. But until then, watch out for a short tonight and a short tomorrow and a short for the rest of your lives every day at 5 p.m. But watch party tomorrow at 8:45. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. 3-episode premiere of Andor Season 2. Finally, the wait is over. And after an incredible weekend of Star Wars Celebration, we can finally get hyped up for the next Star Wars show, which is tomorrow. So, until then, smash a freaking like on the stream. How many likes do we have, chat? How many likes do we have? Am I going to be upset? Oh, okay. I think we're good. I feel like we get some more likes. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not already. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video in my pretty face. Show me the recommended feed of yours. Yeah. Well, I won't have the mask by tomorrow. But, yeah. We might have a surprise for the live stream tomorrow. We'll figure it out. We did just hit 148,000 subscribers on the channel. So, thank you for that. Celebrate that a little bit. We are 2,000 away. 2,000 away from 150,000. We have to do something epic for 150K. I don't know what it is, but I guess we'll have to figure it out together. Probably won't happen for a couple weeks, I think. We'll see. We shall see. But until then, smash a freaking like on the stream. And may the Force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know. I mean, Andor's tomorrow. I feel like we've been counting down to Andor for like decades, but it's only been a couple months. But even still, it's tomorrow. Like this is truly where the fun begins. The wait is almost finally over. One more day, Chad. One more day. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. And good night, everybody.